Pavan is one of the most talked about Korean films released on Netflix in 2026, offering a deeply emotional and introspective romantic drama. Directed by Lee Jong-pil, the film explores the quiet struggles of individuals who feel invisible in society, creating a story that resonates with audiences seeking something more reflective than conventional romance. The narrative follows three individuals working in a department store, each carrying their own emotional wounds and insecurities. Rather than focusing on dramatic plot twists, the film carefully builds its story through human connection, showing how small interactions can gradually transform lives. What makes Pavan stand out is its focus on characters who are often overlooked in traditional cinema. The female protagonist, who has faced judgment based on her appearance, becomes a powerful symbol of inner strength and vulnerability, challenging societal standards of beauty. The pacing of the film is slow and deliberate, allowing viewers to fully absorb the emotional depth of each scene. This approach may not appeal to everyone, but for those who appreciate subtle storytelling, it creates a powerful and immersive experience. Visually, the film uses soft lighting and everyday settings to create an intimate atmosphere. The department store becomes more than just a workplace. It transforms into a space where loneliness and connection coexist. The performances are understated yet impactful, relying heavily on facial expressions and silence rather than dialogue. This minimalist approach enhances the realism of the story. Themes of self-worth, acceptance, and emotional healing are central to the film. It gently encourages viewers to reconsider how they perceive others and themselves. The soundtrack complements the narrative with soft, melancholic tones that mirror the emotional journey of the characters. Music is used sparingly, allowing silence to carry much of the weight. As relationships begin to develop, the film avoids cliches, opting instead for realistic and sometimes uncomfortable moments that feel authentic. By the end, Pavan leaves a lasting emotional impression, offering a quiet but meaningful exploration of love and human connection. Possible Love is one of the most anticipated Korean Netflix films of 2026, directed by acclaimed filmmaker Lee Chang-dong. Known for his deeply philosophical storytelling, he returns with a film that explores complex human relationships and emotional entanglement. The film centers on two couples whose lives unexpectedly intersect, creating a layered narrative about love, fate, and emotional consequences. Rather than presenting a straightforward romance, it examines how relationships evolve under pressure. One of the film's strongest aspects is its cast, featuring some of Korea's most respected actors. Their performances bring depth and authenticity to characters navigating complicated emotional landscapes. The storytelling is rich and multidimensional, with each character representing different perspectives on love and commitment. This creates a dynamic narrative that constantly shifts and evolves. Visually, the film is expected to maintain Lee Chang-dong's signature style, combining realism with poetic imagery. Every scene is crafted to reflect the internal states of the characters. The pacing allows for deep character development, giving audiences time to understand motivations and emotional conflicts. This slow burn approach enhances the overall impact. Themes of desire, regret, and human connection are explored with nuance, avoiding simplistic conclusions. The film challenges viewers to reflect on their own relationships. Dialogue plays a crucial role, often revealing hidden tensions and unspoken feelings. Conversations feel natural yet loaded with meaning. As the story unfolds, emotional stakes continue to rise, creating a sense of inevitability that keeps viewers engaged. Ultimately, Possible Love is expected to be a powerful cinematic experience, blending intellectual depth with emotional storytelling in a way that defines modern Korean cinema. Husbands in Action is one of the most entertaining Korean films released on Netflix in 2026, delivering a unique blend of action, comedy, and emotional storytelling that appeals to a wide audience. Unlike many traditional action films, it builds its narrative around relationships, using humor and conflict to create a story that feels both exciting and surprisingly heartfelt. The film introduces two central characters whose lives collide under unexpected circumstances. One is the current husband, a man trying to maintain stability and control in his life, while the other is the ex-husband, a more impulsive and unpredictable figure. Their contrasting personalities create immediate tension, setting the stage for a dynamic that drives the entire film forward. What makes the premise particularly engaging is the emotional complexity behind it. The woman they both care about is not just a plot device, but a meaningful presence that influences their decisions, even in her absence. This adds depth to what could have been a straightforward rescue story. As the plot unfolds, the kidnapping that forces these two men together becomes more than just a catalyst for action. It serves as a narrative device that pushes both characters into situations where they must confront their past choices and unresolved feelings. The tension between them is not only external, but deeply internal. The film excels in balancing humor with high-stakes action. Moments of intense danger are often followed by sharp, well-timed comedic exchanges that prevent the story from becoming too heavy. This rhythm keeps the audience engaged and entertained throughout. Action sequences are carefully choreographed, combining physical intensity with creative staging. Rather than relying solely on spectacle, each scene is designed to reflect the characters' personalities, making the action feel purposeful and character-driven. Visually, the film makes strong use of urban environments, transforming city streets, alleyways, and interiors into dynamic spaces for both action and storytelling. The cinematography emphasizes movement, keeping the energy high and the pacing consistent. The chemistry between the two leads is one of the film's strongest assets. Their constant arguments, reluctant cooperation, and gradual mutual understanding create a compelling emotional arc that evolves naturally over time. Dialogue plays a significant role in shaping the tone of the film. Conversations are filled with sarcasm, frustration, and occasional vulnerability, revealing layers of the characters that go beyond their initial impressions. As the story progresses, both men begin to change in subtle ways. The current husband learns to loosen control and confront his insecurities, while the ex-husband is forced to take responsibility and act with purpose. This character development adds emotional weight to the narrative. The film also explores themes of masculinity and identity, questioning what it means to be a partner, a protector, and an individual. These themes are handled with a light touch, woven naturally into the story rather than presented overtly. Music and sound design contribute significantly to the film's tone. Upbeat tracks enhance comedic moments, while more intense soundscapes heighten the tension during action sequences, creating a balanced auditory experience. One of the most interesting aspects of the film is how it redefines rivalry. What begins as competition gradually shifts into reluctant respect, showing that even deeply flawed relationships can evolve under the right circumstances. The pacing remains tight throughout, with each scene serving a clear purpose in advancing either the plot or character development. There are no unnecessary detours, which helps maintain momentum. Supporting characters add additional layers to the story, providing both comedic relief and narrative complexity. They help expand the world of the film without overshadowing the main storyline. As the stakes increase, the emotional tension becomes just as important as the physical danger. The audience becomes invested not only in the outcome of the rescue, but also in the resolution of the characters' personal journeys. The film avoids predictable cliches by allowing its characters to make imperfect decisions. This realism makes the story more relatable and engaging, even within its more exaggerated moments. By the time the climax arrives, the relationship between the two men has transformed in meaningful ways. Their cooperation feels earned, and their growth becomes a central part of the film's resolution. The conclusion balances action and emotion effectively, delivering a satisfying ending that ties together both the external conflict and the internal character arcs. It leaves the audience with a sense of closure without feeling overly sentimental. In the end, Husbands in Action stands out as a vibrant and engaging film that successfully blends genres while maintaining strong character focus. It demonstrates how Korean cinema continues to innovate within popular formats, offering stories that are not only entertaining but also emotionally resonant.